Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our first Ask Max session of the day. Tonight at 9 o'clock, we're going to be doing a special broadcast and share with everybody some of the new things that are taking place on LinkedIn that a lot of the top earners in your business know about and you don't. 9 o'clock, maxsteingart.com/special webinar. Last night, we finished up my boot camp for March. And I have to tell you that I jammed so much information in there. I just went through this morning a meeting, and there's so much to cover. Last night, because I had promised a number of people, we went over that new script. Actually, it's not a new script. It's 17 questions that you want to ask someone when you're shopping for a sponsor. Now, I actually introduced it, maybe 16 years ago. I wrote it for Margie Aliprandi. It worked so well that, she recruited a number of leaders from another company when she used it. It's in my anthology of scripts, but it kind of dropped it from my bootcamp scripts book because how much can I put in there? And this morning, I was working with someone who is going to be incredibly successful. And I was working with her on Facebook, and I couldn't get over some of the changes, especially when it comes to posting that Facebook has made. So to cover everything, I'm not probably, but for my April boot camp, I'm going to restructure some things. And as much as LinkedIn is the place that you want to be, I have to devote more time to Facebook. So that's going to be one change. Tonight, we're going to share some of the new things that when I say the top earners know, they're killing it on LinkedIn. Now, for those of you that were in boot camp, we pretty much introduced most of this. This weekend, we have our top earner retreat. And again, we're going to be introducing some new things. I have a new 90-day game plan. And we have a new version of our How Network Marketers Catch Whales. Just like our scripts are changing all the time, I've reworked the 90-day game plan, and I've turned it literally from a book into a course where you're going to be able to follow steps, record your notes, keep track of everything. I looked at it last night. I had a staff meeting, and I'm telling you, totally different than what you're used to seeing. And we've updated the whale book as well. See, the bottom line for all of you is that there are network marketers out there that are not happy. When you stop and consider that 95% of the network marketers in a company are orphans, whoever brought them into the business isn't in the business. or doesn't know how to build a business, and they're not part of a team. So this weekend, we're going to introduce shopping for sponsor scripts. It's literally a revamped retreat. We have some new subjects that we're going to be covering. Everything is designed to do one thing: to help you take advantage of that pool of prospects, network marketers that are looking for a way to make money. They love the products that they're taking. They're not necessarily going to give those up, but there's no income opportunity attached to those products. Can't wait to distribute this. It's going to be available on Saturday. And, you know, when you think about it, the process hasn't changed in 30 years. It really hasn't. The circle of access that you have to people is unbelievably increased. I mean, in its heyday, AOL had 60 million people. On LinkedIn, you have more than that looking for an opportunity. So the success stories we've previously shared are nothing compared to what's coming across my screen now. Gianna Conte, after coming out of the retreat, keep in mind that the retreat ended on Sunday at 3 o'clock. And Sunday evening, she signed up 6 people. You're all connected to people. LinkedIn makes it easy than ever before to connect with people. Tom Martin has been a student for probably 14 years. He goes all the way back to AOL. He went wild. He went wild. A lot of my students go through a boot camp. They go through the material. They try it for a while. Then they go out and they play with some other shiny object, only to come back because there's nothing faster. There's nothing easier. Todd used the strategies in our whale book to set appointments with 3 whales, sign every one of them up in his business. And so far, the record holder is Nancy. 41 customers and 1 business builder, 5 days after the boot camp and the retreat. Now, I don't show you this to impress you. I show you this to impress upon you what all of you can be doing. So in our April boot camp, number 1, we have an extra session, the daily routine. And what we're going to cover in that one session is a smidgen of what we're going to be covering this weekend. The daily routine, what the top earners in network marketing do on a daily basis. We're also going to talk about how to create and develop a $1 million mindset. Now, in our March boot camp, we introduced case studies in a new format because it's not just about texting back and forth. What you post, what you put out there is a whole new way of building relationships. And so in all of our case studies, we're not only showing the word for word texts, but we're also showing everybody what they posted. Now we've been talking on LinkedIn. We've been talking about ketchup, where you're able to see who's changed jobs. Now, Monday, I did a coaching session with Lori, and we made a change to her profile. And since Monday, she's had 30 people that liked it. 13 people made a comment. So this is a whole new strategy when you bring somebody into your business, just like changing the pictures on Facebook can get you great results. Making a change to your profile. Okay, so Kent, look what happened to you. We just made those changes. Since you did that, you've had 13 people that liked it, 10 people to talk to. Start the conversation. On Facebook, we're talking about the birthday strategy, where you can see who's having a birthday. Somebody asked me the other day, can we do the same thing for anniversaries? And the answer is yes. You're not going to find it over here, but there's a way. What is this here? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Jimmy Smith is a great friend. He's 90 years old. Now, I met Jimmy, I think maybe the third year that I was training people in network marketing. And I worked with the people in Isagenix for about 15 years. Jimmy had a memory like you can't believe. Can't believe. In fact, we caught up. Somebody introduced me to Jimmy. I sent him my tapes. He's not an internet guy. He'll never be an internet guy. But he remembered the person that introduced me. He remembered her name. One of the top earners. Everybody loves him, Jimmy the Butcher. And for those of you that are struggling with achieving success, Jimmy had been in and out of network marketing for years, but he didn't really make big money until he was in his 60s. His background, he was a butcher. Wow. And it's his birthday. This was taken at one of their conventions. Now, all of you, every one of you is heading down the same road. You have easy access to people. You're going to discover all the strategies, all the tactics I'm introducing to all of you. You don't need to apply all of them. You're going to find 8 or 9 of them that you're going to use over and over again. So Kent just wrote, he's following up. Not everybody that reacts or responds is going to be someone of interest, but that's okay. Between the people that you're going to follow up with, imagine you bring somebody into your business, you make a couple of changes to their profile on LinkedIn, and 25% of their existing connections are prospects. And all of a sudden, within 24 hours, they have somebody to talk to about the business. All you have to do is slow it down. Over 15 years, I helped over 60 people in Isagenix become $1 million earners. 60. Isagenix a few years ago went through a rough patch, and they're basically in a rebuilding mode now, major rebuilding mode. So there's plenty of opportunity for people in Isagenix, but by the same token, a lot of the leaders left. They went other places. All of them have, their own reason for doing it. I could go ahead and wish Jimmy a happy birthday, but he's never going to see it. As a matter of fact, in the early days, I sent one of my audio tape series to one of the top earners in a company called NECAM, Roger Boger. He's a doctor. And again, Roger, not an internet person, didn't know anything about it, AOL, but he gave it was an audio tape series. So he gave it to his son-in-law, who took it and in 1 week enrolled 6 people into his business off of AOL. Next thing I know, I get a call from Roger. Can I come up to Scranton, Pennsylvania and teach at an event? And I was up there in Scranton. I'll never forget. I left Florida. It was 20 degrees. There was snow on the ground. And went on to train thousands of people in NECAM. The process hasn't changed. Hasn't changed. Only now you have more information, more choices of people to talk to, and you have better tools. Let me I'm going to unmute Ken. We redid his profile, and now he's basically off to the races.
Hey, Max, I'm here.
Oh, super. So you've already gotten some response. I'm wondering why this didn't change.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there later and do it again and see because we want to get that other thing. But
I actually had a question for you.
go ahead.
I had a guy ask me, and strangely enough, I was kind of stumped. He said, what is global wealth achievers?
Okay.
And I don't have a good answer for him.
Right.
Because basically I made it up yesterday, basically.
What did you tell him?
I haven't answered him yet.
Okay. So basically, if we come and look at your profile, It's the Global Wealth Achievers Association.
Right.
Okay. So basically what you're going to say, it's when somebody asks you what you do, I don't think we got to that yet in a training, but basically what you're going to say is, I've got, you want to give them kind of like a summary, like, over the years, I've enjoyed success in a number of businesses, and I've worked in real estate. I've worked for some large companies, and I currently have a fast-growing internet business that's going to enable me to retire next year and move to Florida, or something that creates curiosity. So when someone asks you, so what is the Global Wealth Achievers Association? That's the name of my internet business that is helping entrepreneurial-minded people generate residual income working from home. And that's all you have to say. And then you come back and you ask them, you bring it right back to them. So, what prompted you to become a school teacher?
Right.
That's it. What you're doing is you're answering their question. The average network marketer would not only tell them that, but they go into details about the business. Would you like to see a link to the website? Blah, blah, blah. No, you're reserved. You explain what it is, and then you bring the conversation back to them. Believe me, they will want to come back and ask you for more information. So tell me about this Global Wealth Achievers Association. Listen, I'd be happy to. What do you know about the network marketing business model? Now you could say, I'm working with a company in the health and wellness industry. What do you know about the network marketing business model? You don't want to talk about your business until you know what their experience in network marketing is. And if they say, well, I don't know anything, well, when I use the term network marketing, I'm referring to companies like Avon, Amway, Nu Skin, Mary Kay. You want to get that out there, because if they have a negative attitude about it, and you know about it up front, when you look at the case studies, you can see how easy it is to get people to look at network marketing from a different perspective.
Okay.
The bottom line is, and this is for all of you, if you meet somebody that has a negative attitude about network marketing, the truth is that you have better information than they do. In one of the case studies, Bob Rakowski, who's a chiropractor, was actually pitched his son, introduced him to a network marketing company. Now, when he was 18 years old, Bob was introduced to Amway, and his brother-in-law said, oh no, stay away from that. All you're going to end up with is you're going to lose a lot of money. You're going to end up with a garage full of soap. So he never did anything. Well, one of my early coaching students, Namdu, was his son's upline. So Bob is talking to Namdu, and he said, listen, I turned down network marketing when I was 18. Don't want anything to do with it. And so Nam comes back and he said, let me ask you a question. If you want to learn something about a business, you got three choices. You could talk to someone that doesn't know anything about it. You could talk to someone that tried it and failed. Or you could talk to someone that's very successful. Who are you going to talk to? And Bob thought, you know what? My brother-in-law has never been successful at anything. So on his own, he went and read a couple of books about network marketing. He jumped into his son's business 10 years later. He's got 30,000 people in his business. He's made millions of dollars. and he's one of the top earners in the company.
Wow.
What did that do for Namdu? Well, when Namdu now has 60 million, 60 million people in his business. And Bob has half of his organization. Namdu travels all around the country. So when you run into someone that tells you, I got bad taste, no. Just go through the scripts, go through the case studies. You have better information than they do. And when you're talking to somebody that has tried 5 or 6 different companies, those people are easier to introduce to network marketing than somebody that just tried it once. But the bottom line, we'll be back tonight at 9 o'clock. We're going to show you some things that the top earners know about. If you haven't registered for the retreat yet, there's still time. It's going to start on Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to go from 10 to 3 on Friday, 10 to 3 on Saturday, and 10 to 2 on Sunday. And all the sessions are going to be recorded. So if you can't make it, it's okay. In fact, half the people that register for the retreat are going to watch the recorded sessions. We're going to teach you things that you've never heard before about network marketing and arm all of you with the tools and the information to know to be very successful. All right? I'll be back at 4 o'clock this afternoon for another Ask Max session. Don't miss tonight at 9 o'clock. It's going to be a real game changer.
Thank you, Max.